What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. This time we're going to be talking about all of the happenings that happened on deadline day from yesterday, then do a short summary of the January transfer window. So we're going to crack on with the ins, and like I said yesterday, Manchester City signed Ante Palaversa from Hajduk Split in Croatia. We've got a little bit more of a detail on that move. He's gone out on loan until 2020, so the summer of next season, so he's out for a loan for 18 months. Manchester City may well assess this in the summer, and they do have the option, if needed, to call him back to Manchester City as of next January. I think he's currently the 18-year-old Croatia under-19s captain. £5.6 million move could rise to £7 million. So good luck to Ante on his reloan back to Hajduk Split, and hopefully we'll have more of an update coming up in a couple of months when we get round to doing the loan report, and then hopefully as of next season we'll have more of an update with him. We'll keep an eye on his progress and see how he cracks along in Croatia. So next up, we have more of an update on Idrissa Gueye of Everton. Now I was expecting him to sign for PSG, but PSG saw a bid yesterday of £26.2 million rejected by Everton. City and Arsenal have been linked. He's going to be staying at Everton now until at least the end of this season, and he's one option for Manchester City to go for in defence and midfield. I don't think they will, though, purely because of his passing ability. Pep system, you need to be a beautiful passer of the ball, and Gueye, for me, doesn't cut it. He isn't the right age, he isn't a brilliant passer of the ball, and he wouldn't be a brilliant signing. He isn't a Man City or a Pep signing, in my opinion, and I'd be incredibly disappointed if we do sign him, because I don't think he's the answer to that long-term replacement that we're looking for with Fernandinho. So it'll be interesting over the coming months to see who Man City target, because apparently, like they had Jorginho's eggs in basket last in the summer window, they was banking on bagging Frankie de Jong, and again, that's not happened. We're incredibly poor at times in the transfer market. We're great at times, then incredibly poor. We're extremely inconsistent. We're going to move on to the outs now. We're going to talk first about Mangala. I said we were going to get some news on him, and we have. Moves to Galatasaray and Fenerbahce over in Turkey. They fell through. He won't be leaving Manchester City. He also won't be in and around the first team squad, so he's just going to be training for the next 6 months until his contract is up. It's kind of a waste of a player and a waste of a wage at Manchester City. I'm disappointed they've not done more to try and sell him or move him along. Was flirting with it at the beginning of the window, and then for the last 10 days or so, not really heard anything, which is a bit disappointing. We're going to move on now to Brahim Diaz. We obviously sold Brahim Diaz to Real Madrid, and according to Marca over in Spain, Real Madrid are considering sending him out on loan because they don't feel like he's going to get enough game time this season. And his problem at Manchester City was getting game time, so he could have just stayed with us, signed a new deal and gone out on loan rather than going to Real Madrid and just the same thing happening there. Yeah. We'll move on. Ryan Corrigan, Manchester City's 18-year-old left-back, he's set to sign for Stoke. That was as of yesterday. The MEM reported last night that that was signed and sealed, and that deal is done. We haven't had any official confirmation from the clubs, from City, from Stoke, or from the player himself. I'm sure we'll find out more by the end of today, as deals only needed agreeing yesterday, and they need to be signed off so everything's in place, all the paperwork sorted, so they can go through, register and complete the player probably today, so that they're ready to play for the next game. It's unclear whether Corrigan's going to go into the youth under 23 or 21 squad, or whether he's going to try and compete at left-back position. I know Stoke were looking for a left-back, they're looking for a little bit more cover at left-back, and they haven't really got that, and Stoke fans are a bit concerned that they're going to be using an 18-year-old when they're a team that's trying, obviously, to push further up in the Championship table and kick on as of next season, that signing an 18-year-old that's had no senior appearances at all for Manchester City, and not knocking in and around the first team squad either, that they're concerned that he's just going to be a young player that's been signed, and that might explain why Stoke and Man City haven't announced a signing, because it's just going to be a young player that's been signed. Now, I'm presuming this is a permanent deal too. It was announced it was going to be a permanent deal. Again, because we've had no confirmation, I don't know the deals. I'm sure when we have our next transfer update, we'll have more of an update on what's happened with Ryan Corrigan, but I'm fairly sure that as far as we're concerned, he is a Stoke City player. So we're going to move on now to the contract. We had a bit of contract news yesterday, and according to the Sun Sport, an interesting one this, they're saying that Manchester City want to open up contract talks with Fabian Delph. His contract is up as of summer 2020, so he's got 18 months left on his deal, less than actually now. and apparently Manchester City don't want him to leave, so it'll be interesting to see if he signs a new deal, and if he doesn't, if he does want to leave, Manchester City won't force him to sign a new deal. They won't let his contract run down. They'll actually seek to sell him in the summer instead if he does want more game time and wants to play somewhere else. Obviously, Fabian Delph slipped down the pecking order over the last few weeks ever since the happenings from the Leicester City away match. He's not really appeared for Manchester City at all. He's kind of gone off the radar, so it'll be interesting to see if he signs a new deal and see what he thinks. Does he want to stay at Manchester City? Does he want more game time? I find it quite interesting that Manchester City are trying to get him onto a new deal too. So I would love to know your thoughts in the comments below on this. Should Manchester City give Fabian Delph another new contract? Should they seek to sell him, or should they use him or utilise him this season and next season, then release him on a free? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, please. So to summarise, Brahim Diaz leaves for Real Madrid. We've got a tidy amount. I think it was around around £15 million, the deal, somewhere there or thereabouts. Matondo's left. He's gone to Schalke. Managed to get £11 million, £9 million up front too. We've managed to accumulate a tidy sum actually for a couple of the young players, and we've seen Palaversa join Manchester City before heading out on loan for the next 18 months. We've seen Mangala stay at Manchester City. We've seen Toshin Adarabioyo stay at West Bromwich Albion. We've seen Man City not bring in any first team players. Dangerous game to be playing in January, but there's several teams at the top that haven't brought anyone in this window too. So Man City is sticking to their guns and sticking with their squad. Do you think that's right? Again, let me know in the comments below. Do you think Manchester City sort of should have signed somebody, or do you think we should just go with what we've got and we'll see where we end up? But it does mean now we're going to have a big summer ahead. We've got UEFA and financial fair play on our backs. I presume there's no end in sight from that investigation over false reports that we'd given, the false finances that we'd given in reports to UEFA. I don't know. I presume that's why Manchester City are just treading carefully a little bit. But we're needing 2 or 3 players. We're looking at a defensive midfielder. We may well be looking at a left back. Seen Ben Chilwell getting linked several times. We may well be looking at possibly a centre back. We might be looking at an attacker too. So like I said, 2 or 3 signings. I'm disappointed that we've brought no one in. We've got no cover properly for Mendy. But Mendy is coming back. We've got Bravo coming back. We've got Kevin De Bruyne back. And over the next few weeks we'll be getting back into match preparation and match fitness. It feels like we'll have new signings there, and if these players can stay fit and the squad can stay fit for the next 4 months, we don't need anyone. This squad is a fantastic squad. We don't need any more players. I'm just concerned with an aging Fernandinho and some injury prone players that we haven't got the cover there to be able to push for all 4 trophies come the end of the season, and something has to give. So we've got a huge February coming up. We've got Champions League football coming up. We've got the Carabao Cup final. We've got the FA Cup 5th round. If we get through to that, we've got next month the FA Cup quarter final. We've got so many Premier League games, game in hands coming up because of postponements, because we're in so many competitions and we're under pressure. We're obviously sitting 2 points clear of Tottenham and 5 points behind Liverpool too. We're going on all fronts. It is a very tiring time of year. We saw it in the last performance against Newcastle, and Manchester City haven't done themselves any favour in the transfer market as of yet. Do you think that's right? Like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But there we go. That has been the transfer window update, or the deadline day update, or the whole transfer window summary. We're going to have more transfer updates running out, not as regularly because the transfer window isn't open, but we're still going to have updates running throughout the coming months. When I get news, like I said, I'll report it to you, so make sure you stay tuned. And if you are interested in football and Manchester City content and Manchester City news and transfer news and videos like that, then make sure you subscribe, press the red button, press the bell to be notified immediately when I've uploaded, so you can stay in the loop. That's all much quicker. So there we go. It's been the video. Leave a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Social media links in the description below too if you want to go and check me out on Twitter and Instagram. And I'll see you all again for the next video. So it's been JSGC. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. That's been the window. Woo! Peace. Ciao for now.